Hello, my friends. Today is January the 6th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date, or if this is an anniversary or a special occasion date, but primarily this is a birthday reading for the year to follow. It's a four-card pull, a general energy of what you might face this year, a challenge to you in particular this year, an action you can take for you to stay in balance this year, and an outcome or a synopsis, more of a way to look at what this means, or how there might be some mile marker that you can set your sights along. So this is the general energy card for the year. This is for January the 6th, and it is the sword. Seems like a fitting card for today. The sword, is that sense of the original swords were taken up to defend oneself or to attack another. Whether you're on whatever side you're on, the sword was a means to defend oneself or to get what one wanted. So there is now the sense of the pen is mightier than the sword, and the sense that our voices and our ability to communicate, our ability to write, to speak, to enact things mentally, to come to clarity around what we really want and what we really wish to say about it, and to convince others, our world will be much better if we could learn how to convince others with logic and with clarity and with true feelings and with true emotions, and to use the sword to understand that it's rare that we need to fight with each other if we can come to that place, but we have to be able to hear each other. We have to be able to go deeply with each other, and through that, do we become clear of ourselves? Do we become clear of our actions? So the sword is really about the clarity. About moments of clarity this year, about really coming to a place that's really clean, and a place that needs a decision to be made, and one that you can make a decision around with great understanding and great logic and great, I think, also intuition, because the highest sense of wisdom is both the sense of analysis and the sense of intuition. The feelings go with thoughts. It's one can pull another, and if you don't have both of them together in an understanding, then your thoughts can pull you in one way, and your feelings can pull you another way. Then you're often left in this kind of craziness or this depression. So the sword is really about coming to great understandings of how you wish to proceed, the thoughts about how you wish to proceed, the analysis, the judgment, the clarity, the strength of your sense of possibly humanity and an understanding that can help you to, I think, be a bridge, because the sword, the pen, the voice, the 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 giving of one's thoughts, if they're of high thoughts, people align with them. People can align with them and feel them in their hearts and their minds and their souls, and come together for some kind of purpose and some kind of truth that is true, that is felt, that is honorable, and that is honored. And so, that is the sword, all those ramifications around thinking and communicating, all those decisions about how do I act and what do I do, and what is the clarity needed to take decisive actions in any given moment. So your particular challenge, is the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is normally someone who has worked hard, understands how to put things together on a physical level, understands resources, possibly has a lot of money, possibly you have a lot of money, possibly you have a lot of resources, possibly you have a lot of physical abilities, talents, things that you've learned, gifts that you bring along to situations, physical things. The Pentacles deals with physical things, and the Queen is the enactor of the ego, of the male ego in the world. So the Queen can operate as a petty being, and thinking they're being, hurt and maligned and needing to defend themselves and can pick up a sword, to fight somebody. Or the queen can act from a sense of magnanimity, graciousness, compassion, a willingness to hear what's going on for somebody else, and to make clean and wise decisions about how to proceed. Pentacles like to do. They like to be involved with things. So, but if you don't know how to be involved, this is the challenge. I think you don't know how to be involved. I think you don't know how to have the right words to say. The sword. I think you don't know what is the clearest path forward for you, even though you might have a lot of resources and a lot of money to give to something, and resources to give to something, and talents to give to something. There's still not a clarity about what you want to do, what you want to give, how you want to work in this, even though you can. And even if you don't have money, maybe you just have the ability, physical ability, to do the physical work that is needed in order to make something happen. But what is it you really want to make happen? Something may possibly you have built, or some empire you have, queen, some home or farm or ranch or business, or even just your own physical body, or just maybe the relationship that you have with a lover or a family, or the world, on the biggest levels. We see how money and people with power and money can change the dynamics of the world. But if they have the clearest of thinking and the clarity of thinking that takes them in not selfish but in humanitarian and selfless ways, then that is really what the highest of the queens of any suit will bring, is that ability to make things happen in that particular realm. So on a physical realm, Pentacles, you have the ability to make things happen on a physical realm, but what do you want to make happen? So here comes the action that you can take, and it is the grouse. And what is the grouse except the sacred spiral dance? If you understand grouse, they do a spiral dance. Well, they'll just go round and round and round and round and round. If you've seen Sufi dancers, it's the same kind of dance. They go round and round and round and round and round. And there's a sense that we know with the Sufis, you go into a trance, you go into a deep self-centered energy, you go into a place of letting go of all the superficiality that's around oneself. I don't know if the grouse are doing this, but they're activating some kind of sacred instinctual energy to bring themselves to a clearer place, or whatever space they're trying to get into. But the Sufi dancers they're trying to bring in their center. They're trying to reconnect to their center. So this is the year of trying to reconnect to your center. Go out and do a Sufi dance. There's also the parallel that they're coming into the center and they're letting all the world stuff spin out on the edges, where it's crazy and it's talk and it's separation, and if you go to the center, you become one with yourself. You become clean in your thought, and you become clear in your actions once you've centered yourself in your sacred divinity, the sacred spiral dance. That's what the grouse talks about, is find your sacred spiral dance this year and dance it, physically dance it. Queen of Pentacles doesn't know what physical thing he or she wants to do in the name of helping something. But what thing you can do physically is go into a physical spiral dance, and if you can, spiral dance yourself. But at the very least, understand that everything comes back in spirals, and we keep revisiting the same things as humans over and over and over again, and we have strides forward and strides backward and strides forward and strides backward. And when we find ourselves crazy about all those strides, and where are we now, and what do we need to do, and how do we need to be, and how do we bring everybody together, and how do we work our our situations so that we can get the best and the most and the greatest out of them. Well, maybe you just need to go really deeply into your meditative sacred center and hear yourself deeply so that you can find the clarity of action, so that you can find what you want to use your resources for, so that you can remember that well, again, it's that Sufi energy. When we go to our center and we shut out the noise from the outside, we let the spin of the world, the wheel card. If you go to the center of the wheel and the outside of the wheel is spinning with all the changes and the craziness and the definitions and the and the discombobulation on some level, then going to the center allows you to be still. You can be still in the center and everything can spin around you and you can be still. And in that stillness of the center does it come your clarity. And in that sacred place, do you become a wise person? Do you become a wisdom keeper and a way shower? Do you become a light that others can see, a light that others can hear? Because this is about the sword, and the sword is about thoughts and communications. So you're going to come to a place where you're going to be able to say something of deep validity, deep truth, deep honor, deep sacredness, and enact your spiritual walk. Because I think that's ultimately what this is all about. Uh, Enact your spiritual walk in a rich way of giving your gifts, whatever they are, physical gifts, out to the world so that the world can change and the world can grow and the world can be, you know, rich again and communal again and the trusting that you may not be able to I guess this is it, you may not be able to affect the outside world, but you can and you will affect your inside world. And when more of us affect our inside world to come to places of peace and clarity and honor and dignity, then does that expand out and ripple out exponentially. And the more people that come to that center and come to that awareness, does justice feel like it has a stronger place in our world, and fairness and love and compassion. Aho, blessings to you on your journey this year.